Today in economics we are going to continue the third lesson, theories of employment and income. Learning objectives. In the last class we have studied unemployment and its types and Say's law of market. Today we are going to learn the importance of Keynes theory of income and employment. Keynesian theory. John Maynard Keynes was one of the most influential economists of the 20th century. He was born in Cambridge in 1883, died in 1946. He worked as an economist and also the director of the Bank of England. Economic theory based on his idea is known as Keynesian economics and remain highly influential today, particularly the field of macroeconomics. Let us see Keynes theory of employment and income. Keynes wrote the book The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, published in the year 1936. Is a significant work that marked a turning point in the development of modern economic theory. The theory of Keynes was against the belief of classical economists. What was the belief of classical economists? Classical economists believed that classical economists like J.P. Say believed that demand and supply adjust themselves to attain equilibrium. That is, market forces adjust themselves to attain equilibrium in capitalist economy. Keynes not only criticized classical economics but also advocated his own theory of employment, that is known as Keynes theory, general theory. In his general theory, Keynes not only criticized classical economics but also explained all types of situations, not only in equilibrium level of employment but also the concept of full employment as well as the possibility of underemployment. Keynes' theory of employment was based on short run. According to Keynes, the factors of production like capital goods, supply of labor, technology and efficiency of labor remain unchanged while determining the level of employment. The logical starting point of Keynes' theory of employment is the principle of effective demand. Effective demand. In a capitalist economy, the level of employment depends on effective demand. First, let us see what is demand, what is effective demand. A person wants to buy a car. First, he should have desire. Desire means wants and willingness and ability to pay. These are the three things determine demand. When you buy a car, the demand for car not only for demand on it and ability to pay for it. If you pay 7 lakh rupees and purchase car, then you demand for car. In the same way, the country's demand can be measured with the help of expenditure done by the countries or peoples. This expenditure include all the people's expenditure in the country. This is effective demand. Hence the demand is called effective demand. People's expenditure equal to country's income, revenue. That means the demand measured the expenditure done by people. Next, let us see effective demand. The fundamental thing to be noted about Keynesian theory of employment is that employment is a function of income. The greater the level of national income, the greater the volume of employment. The logical starting point of Keynes' theory of employment is the principle of effective demand. Effective demand is nothing but the amount spent by the people. Keynes' main concept is effective demand. Effective demand is nothing but money spent by the people. People spend their money from their own income to consume goods that produced by the firm. So that aggregate demand equal to aggregate expenditure. In a capitalist economy, the level of employment depends on effective demand. Keynes used the term effective demand to denote the total demand for goods and services at various levels of employment. Effective demand means the total demand for goods and services at various levels of employment. Effective demand is nothing but money spent by the people. Effective demand denotes money actually spent by the people on products of industry. The money which entrepreneurs receives is paid in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. Therefore, effective demand equals national income. The relationship between employment and output of an economy depends upon the level of effective demand. Effective demand, that means money spent by the people. So, people demand for goods and services. Goods and services demand increases, then the producer use all the factors of production in the production process. So, all the factors of production are employed. So, output increases, employment increases, income increases. In this way, in a capitalist economy, attain full employment level. Effective demand determines the level of employment in the economy. When effective demand increases, employment will increase. When effective demand decreases, the level of employment will decline. The effective demand will be determined by two determinants: consumption and investment expenditure. Effective demand increases, that means money spent by the people. Here money spent by the people increases, demand for product increases, output increases, production increases, employment increases. So, Keynesian theory of employment depends upon effective demand. Effective demand determined by the forces of aggregate demand and aggregate supply. There are two approaches to determine the equilibrium level of income in Keynesian theory. One is aggregate demand and aggregate supply approach and saving investment approach. In this chapter, we have learned aggregate demand and aggregate supply approach. According to the Keynes theory of employment, effective demand means that is money spent on consumption of goods and services and on investment. Money spent on investment. The total expenditure is equal to national income. The relationship between employment and output of an economy depends upon the level of effective demand. Effective demand determined by the forces of aggregate supply and aggregate demand. Aggregate supply, that is output, aggregate demand, that is consumption. Effective demand equal to national income. National income depends upon the consumption, that is C, consumption of goods and services, that is C, plus investment, that is I. equal to output equal to employment. Consumption plus investment create effective demand. Consumer spends money for consumption, that is consumption expenditure. And producer also spend money in investment. He is also making investment expenditure. So that consumption expenditure and investment expenditure make effective demand, create effective demand. Effective demand increases automatically. Effective demand means money spent by the people, both consumer and the investors. So the demand for goods and services increases, output increases, the producer employed all the factors of production, so that employment increases, income increases. In this way, capitalist economy attain full employment. The consumption function depends upon income of the people. Consumption is the function of income. The more income you can, the more consumption you will be. The less income you can, then the less consumption you will be. But you don't spend entire income, you just spend part of it. Rest you save. For example, your income is rupees 100. You spend only 60 for consumption. Out of 100, 60 is the amount you spend consumption. Remaining 40 you have saved. Your saving amount. That's the marginal propensity to consume. You divided the income and thus you spend for consumption. That is the marginal propensity to consume. And also the investment function depends upon rate of interest and marginal efficiency of capital. Rate of interest depends upon money supply and liquidity preference. Keynes has given importance to the concept of liquidity preference. Liquidity preference based on three motives, that is transaction motive, speculative motive and precautionary motive. And also the investment function depends upon the marginal efficiency of capital. Marginal efficiency of capital depends on two factors, namely prospective yield of capital asset and supply price of capital. On the whole, the effective demand means the willingness and ability of consumers to purchase goods at different prices. Output and employment are affected by changes in effective demand in the economy. If effective demand is low, then employment and output will also be low. If effective demand is high, then employment and output will also be high. Effective demand depends upon two determinants, consumption expenditure and investment expenditure. Create effective demand. Okay, thank you. Go through the textbook, learn well.